Hey, it's Kicking It with the Clunkies. I'm Cindy.
And I'm Dave. We're back.
Woohoo! Good evening. It's been a
evening.
couple of weeks.
It's been a while, I know. And it's funny, I was jotting down, every time something would happen, I'd jot down, we should talk about this. We should talk about this. So
Oh, good.
this is probably going to be a 6-hour episode.
Oh, boy. No, we're meeting friends in a half hour.
All right, that's fine. So what's going on? What do we have going on? What do you want to talk about?
Well, work hard, play hard, give hard. So we had an amazing ribbon cutting with our Orion chamber. So if you guys have a business and you're not in the chamber, you need to join your chamber. And it's about community. And we have so many amazing people. Like our township supervisor, Chris Burnett. I love him. I could talk to him about anything. Something in the community, rock music or life or family or something like that. And the kind words he said about us last night, I literally had goosebumps. I didn't say, I just took it in, just saying that, we're a big part of the community. And we've only been here in Lake Orion for 7 years, but we came in hard and fast. And, we work here, we play here, we live here. And, that's what community is about. But joining your chamber, you really get to meet fellow business people, help them network, and then also enjoy the restaurants and everything in your community. So I felt so my heart was warm.
I agree. It was amazing. And I think the best thing about, you mentioned it earlier, having an open house, having a ribbon cutting, having people that... we get a lot of people that come into our office, but they just get to the front and they talk to us and that's about it. But to have people come in and see all the things that we do, it definitely helps. It's a great idea. I think what we should do, we had a Christmas party and we had people in and they could see what we did. So I think it's important for businesses to, invite your customers in even when when they're not coming to buy necessarily.
Exactly. And before everybody gets busy, it's spring and people are excited. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it was a wonderful event. Reggie did some amazing music and I'm excited. She's going to actually do a jingle for Sintini and we'll get into that. So she really wants to do that. So last night we had wonderful food. We had nothing but cakes from Rochester. They joined us as well as a lot of different people in the community. But I want to say Reggie did amazing with the music in the back.
She sprinkled in some right hook and Sintini throughout the songs. All of a sudden,
she's brilliant.
We're cutting the ribbon with right hook.
I know. She made a whole song about us. And then I was toasting and we're doing Sintinis and she's like singing, I don't know, a Jimmy Buffett song. And then all of a sudden she's like, and Sindy and Dave and Cindy.
Well, I remember seeing, she wrote a song about Dragon on the Lake too, years ago. And as she sang it, we saw her. And I remember, I don't know all the details, but she mentioned that I wrote this song about Dragon on the Lake, and it was really good. But yeah, she original music.
Oh, I love it. So yeah,
very talented.
Yeah, so it was an amazing event, and we had a lot of food and friends, and it was a really good time. So they really, really promote your business. And actually, a lady came in from a senior home today. And she goes, I saw the chamber mentioned you, so I thought I'd come in and see what you guys do. So she wants a bunch of promo business, and I need to send her a quote for that. So you know what? You never know. And you know what? I really networked because one of the guys came in last night, and he does patios at hardscapes. And I'm like, all of a sudden it clicked with me when I saw his face. And one of my customers, Jessica's like, Cindy, do you do patios with Gardening by Cindy? I'm like, no, I don't. But I have people, and I love that. So, it was really
You got to get out there.
Event.
You got to be out there. I mean, that's the... I think a lot of people with the chamber, they think, we'll just join the chamber and stuff will happen. But you got to be involved, and you got to get out there, and you got to go to ribbon cuttings and go to these events and meet the business owners, and things will naturally happen. You never go to these things handing out cards hoping that you're going to get business. That's just not how things
No,
typically
it's
work.
relationships.
It's all about relationships and people seeing you over and over and over in the community. And, we're both ambassadors you're an ambassador with the Auburn Hills Chamber. And we've talked about this before, and ambassador with the Orion Chamber. And I tell you what, you keep going to these, you see these people, and, it's a familiar face in the community. And it's also nice to help people that may be new members that are a little shy, a little wallflowerish. And, obviously we've all been there. We've been new to an organization, and you kind of stand in the corner and you're afraid to talk, but that's what the ambassadors do. They're supposed to kind of pull you out of your shell, introduce you to some people that might benefit you and your business. So awesome stuff. So,
I gotta
join
give
the
a
chamber.
Shout.
You
yep,
got a shout
and again,
out.
I got a shout out. Matt over at Wow Painting. Wow.
Oh yeah, he's slinging drinks too.
Oh my gosh, this guy's amazing.
That's awesome.
He comes in and he goes, Cindy, I just want you to relax and enjoy your guests, and I'll put out all the food and the drinks. He's over slinging my Sintinis and
Yeah.
and I love it. But he was in the beverage industry before, so he
may be the ambassador of the year if I have a vote for that.
I know.
He might get it.
You're trying.
But
yeah.
But hey, he went above and beyond yesterday.
But so Wow Painting is amazing here in Orion. They do everything in one. They say wow, one day painting. So he's going to come out and paint our walls in our kitchen is like 2 stories. It's so high, and I can't get up there. So he's going to come out and do that. So shout out to Matt at Wow Painting. We will tag him in this podcast. And yeah, if you got any painting needs or anything, they do interior and exterior. So.
Yeah, great job. Thanks, Matt. I know he said, "Oh, you mind if I, just pour?" I go, "Absolutely, go ahead."
He asked us if he can pour drinks.
Awesome. I mean, all the ambassadors. I mean, Joyce and Jillian. They take such great care in making these ribbon cutting special. I mean, it's not just come and cut a ribbon and shake some hands and go. I mean, they really. It's kind of their what do you call it? Kind of the flagship thing. I think it's really, I mean, they take great pride in those, and I think all the business owners that get involved with it should too, because it is a great thing. So it was awesome. It was a great turnout, great friends and family, and some of our kids were able to make it. Yeah, so we had a great turnout, and then like you said, Chris and Matt Gibb from the Downtown Development Authority, and it was just awesome. It was
Matt and Janet are great over there. They have so much passion for our community.
Doing some awesome things down here. It's going to be amazing to see what they got in store.
So great, work hard. So play hard. We just got back from Florida. We went down for a wedding. I met Renee, and she's marrying Ross. So I love this. Look at it. I just got goosebumps. So Renee, I met. She was at a bar. She was kind of sitting there on the side. And I don't know, she kind of looked lonely. And my mom and me and all my girlfriends are kind of crazy. And we're dancing at Jimmy B's on St. Pete Beach. And I'm like, come on over, dance with us. And she was on a horrible date. She told us about this guy. He was just a player and making all these things. Anyways, long story short, she meets Ross, I want to say a year or 2 ago. This guy comes into her life, and they are perfect for each other. Helps her with her all her health issues and things like that. And so she invited us to her wedding, and we had the best time. It was a great event at the Zoo Club, which is a really, really cool kind of speakeasy kind of place.
Yeah, I don't even know if we should be speaking about it.
I know, exactly. So maybe we'll talk about it next episode. But so they have a wedding. Well, I was really shocked by the
language.
Yes. I know we haven't talked about this, but the okay. Oh, who marries you? Oh my God, what's it called? Not a minister. Officiant.
Yeah, the officiant or the judge or the
she kind of
pastor,
threw out
preacher.
like 3 F-bombs, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, she needed to get everyone's attention, but I think it worked. It got my attention. A lot of people, it was funny. People were just talking a lot, and she's trying to get everyone's, and then I think she's getting kind of pissed. And then all of a sudden the F-bombs start flying.
But to get control, I can't even get control over my own family, 6 people here, let alone a wedding of 100 and some people.
Yeah, but I don't know. I've never. I mean, they usually get people, but yeah, it usually doesn't get to that level where you got to use the F word. But it was funny. It was interesting. It was different.
So Full Throttle Band was the band there playing. Cameron, oh my God, Cameron, you have an amazing voice. What you do, he plays so many Def Leppard. And what's my favorite band?
Def Leppard.
Def Leppard and Van Halen, Sammy. I'm not going to choose, but Def Leppard's right up there. But they are almost should be probably a cover band, tribute band for them. But they do a great job. But I must say they hired this guy to do their sound.
That was another part of that wedding.
Yeah, well, they have a sound. Yeah, they have a sound guy who is amazing. But he gets such an attitude, and he's so tough on people that it's kind of scary. But then they hire this other guy because, I mean, it was, they needed somebody. Somebody backed out, and they hire this guy, and I see him get so upset. He throws the laptop up in the air. So
I don't know how it's still working.
I know. And you know me. I want to help everybody down and just relax. And so I'm counting. I'm like, let's just count to 10 and let's relax. And he's like, who are you? And I'm like, just your gardening.
I was waiting for you to get a right hook in the face from this guy. I was like,
I know, because he was a hothead.
Oh, this guy.
But you know what? I calmed him down. I go, let's just talk through this. I'm here to help you. I go, he's like, the sound's not right. I go, well, nobody knows because everybody's drunk and having a good time. I go, take a deep breath. Let's work this together. Talk to Bobby, and you'll all work it out. And I don't know how it ended. We had to leave to go to another event right after that. That we promised to get together with some friends. So, long story short, Full Throttle Band, they just won an award from OCC for the Best New Band. They've only been out a year, but we do a lot of their shirts and merchandise. And, you made amazing concert shirts. Like, it was, and you designed this for them with the whole band up front. But then we made it a concert shirt and all their gigs on the back, and it was amazing. So
it's kind of fun doing stuff like that, where you just kind of have a blank slate and you just create something and they love it. Those are the best clients. You just
I know.
Create
and
they love
it and appreciate it. And I love going down there and helping them sell shirts. I don't mind sitting on the sidelines, and I can dance, sing, and they let me maybe sing a song and do a tambourine little gig here. Yeah. So thanks, guys. Shout out to you guys. Congratulations on your awards. So,
well, you got on stage with them doing the tambourine, but I thought for sure you were going to get on stage on Wednesday night. Maybe it was a huge stage at Ford Field.
Oh, we went to AC/DC. Yeah. We've been waiting. I've never seen AC/DC.
Me neither.
I got goosebumps. So I still have their cassettes. I got to look up in the attic. Anybody remember Columbia House? Well, I used to get all the rock music. I have a whole thing of cassettes. It's a whole leather case up there, and I believe it holds maybe 24 to 32. So I got to go upstairs and pull this out. And we should actually find a cassette player.
We have one. That record player has a cassette deck.
Oh,
it has everything. It's got cassette, CD, and you can plug in it has it all.
So Back in Black was my first cassette tape that I received from Columbia House, and I loved it.
It's one of the best albums ever.
Through the years, I've enjoyed different types of songs. My daughter was in a dance, Long Way to the Top, and I loved her dance teacher was a rock and roll person, so loved it. So I remember Caitlin got to climb up this pyramid, and when they go long way to the top, and she gets at the top of the pyramid, and then she falls backwards, and everybody catches her, and they all come down and go up. Oh my God, I got chills. And so that song, kind of penetrates with me. But yeah, what's your favorite song?
Oh my gosh, I love Dirty Deeds. And Back in Black, and I don't know. It was funny. We were there, and AC/DC is. I've never seen AC/DC. I've always loved AC/DC. And there's songs they didn't even play that I love. There's so many hits that they have. Right. But a lot of them, they have a sound that a lot of them sound the same. And in fact, I swear sometimes I'm in the middle of listening to one of their songs, and my mind goes to lyrics for another song. And it happened at that concert. We were talking about that. No, this isn't dirty. This isn't, it's funny, but they're amazing. They're really entertaining. The riffs, the power, the
15-minute guitar solo.
Oh, Angus was unbelievable.
He's what, 77?
I don't. Well, Brian Johnson was 77. I don't know if we looked up Angus, but my God, I mean, those guys. He ran all around that stage. I mean, that stage was huge. That's what I was like. It went here, there. I mean, kind of like when we saw the Stones a couple of years ago at Ford Field. That just blows me away. These guys still run up and down. Now, they don't run as fast. They probably don't do it as often. They probably know what they're doing. But, I thought AC/DC was outstanding. I'm so glad we went. It was, they sounded good. It was awesome. Right. I loved it. Every single song. I mean, there might have been one or two songs I didn't know.
A couple, I
Maybe
agree.
They were new, but I thought it was outstanding. And I'm not a big Ford Field concert fan.
I know, me either.
I mean, it's tough. I mean, the first song we heard, I was like, oh, this isn't. But then,
the sound guy came in.
Yeah.
Thank God.
He didn't throw his laptop across the room.
I know, exactly. Yeah. But I'm like, oh, shoot, this is going to be muffled. I heard the first song, and I'm like, and we were pretty close. We were just right there on the side stage. But, we were out with Amy and English Tony, and we all started at the Detroiter Bar.
Oh.
Anybody been to the Detroiter Bar, downtown Detroit? You guys got, shout out to Evan. He owns this place. We do his landscape, and we do his shirts. We're like... hopefully I'll be selling Sintinis there. But we go down to this Detroiter Bar, old school, brick walls. It is like it's just this really cool, authentic kind of place. And we had never been there. And I'm like, we got to go support our customers.
Yeah. Oh, it was awesome.
And they have a shuttle. So English Tony and Amy, and I call him English Tony because he talks with this amazing accent.
Yeah.
A silly mate, or whatever he says. Whatever he says, I don't know. We love it. We're meeting them in a little while for dinner, or for a drink after this. But so we go on. We have a great meal at Detroiter Bar, and they have a free shuttle to take you down there. So it was so easy. We had so much fun on the bus. And there's this young girl. And I'm talking to everybody because I see everybody kind of sitting there, and I don't like people just sitting there with nothing to talk about or whatever. So I'm like, hey guys, what's everybody's favorite song? So we go around the entire bus and we talk about it. And there's some people that didn't even want to talk to us, okay? But they talked, and then they kept talking, and they like really opened up. But we talked about everybody's like Shoot the Thrill. Is that the song?
Yeah.
The Dirty Deeds and Thunderstruck.
Back in Black.
Oh my God. Thunderstruck was, I think, number one. There's maybe 15, 20 of us on the bus. But we had so much fun. And the young girl, I don't know, she was, I'm going to say 18, 20. And she goes, the bus ride's over?
Yeah.
And I started dying laughing because we were having so much fun and just talking, and everybody was like really put fun into it. So that's what I love about team building, getting everybody, together.
Yeah, leave it to Cindy. She'll have a game on the bus from the bar to the concert. She'll have it all orchestrated. She'll know everyone's names, and she'll probably.
I did make a few friends.
Your Facebook friends and.
I love people.
Yeah,
well, most people, as long as you're good to animals.
Yeah. So the AC/DC was outstanding. So we
give it up to them. We're glad
I'm glad we saw
still
them.
Rocking.
Who have you? Because AC/DC was one of those bands we love concerts. We've been to Sammy Hagar 30 plus times or whatever, and been to Def Leppard and Poison many, many times. What band? Now that we have seen AC/DC, what band have you not seen that would surprise me that you haven't seen? Who haven't you not seen?
Well, AC/DC was up there.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Have you seen Guns N' Roses?
Yeah.
You did. I haven't seen them.
Yes, I swore we did.
No. That wasn't with me.
Oh, sorry.
And now we got to get to the bottom of that.
Well, it wasn't in the last 16 years. I can't think of, Billy Squire, I love you. I know you're still out there. You're out
I'd
in
love
New
to see
York,
that.
and he did do a song, but I mean, I know he's probably not going to come back out there, but did we talk about Billy Squire ever and what you did? I think
We did. Yeah.
How he wrote to us, but there's nobody I can think of. Like, I could die today and know that I have been so fulfilled with like music. But I get, you know what? Let's talk about because I can't think of it right now. Let's talk about the boardwalk. Going out to Ocean City, Maryland. So there's this boardwalk concert that I saw online, and I bought tickets. So it's Def Leppard, Hailstorm, Bush Chevelle, 3 Days Grace, Alice Cooper, Nickelback, Shinedown, Three Doors Down, Bret Michaels, Candlebox, Night Ranger, Fuel. I love Shimmer. Oh, I get goosebumps right now. Blackstone Cherry. Dorothy. Oh, we saw Dorothy. She's amazing. And I could go on and on. But I'm really excited. So we're going out there in 2 weeks for a 2-day concert. And you know what? Some of those folks I love. I know we've probably seen most of them, but to put them at a 2-day event with 15, people, I'm excited about that.
A few of them we saw last in L.A. when we were out. Dorothy was there. Fuel was there.
I know, but I was backstage with Chris Daughtry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, God knows what was going on.
Oh, stop it.
You wanted to see Fuel so bad, and you were torn.
But when I'm standing in line waiting for Chris Daughtry's autograph, and Fuel is singing Shimmer, oh my God. And I'll just say music, it does something to me. Like, it's just amazing. I was having a really bad day. And, sometimes I have bad thoughts. And, I'm not perfect. And the Shimmer song came on by Fuel. And that's not one. So this song comes on. And I think it was Riff. It's Riff. Because I don't think WCSX plays this. But Riff plays this. And I hear this song, and I'm like, she's a shame. Can she take me for a walk? Okay,
This is being recorded. This is going to be on the podcast.
Sorry, I know. But I don't know if anybody heard the song. But does anybody, if you're having a bad day or you're thinking bad thoughts or anything, turn on a song that gives you chills and makes you feel good. And this was the song that did this for me. So now I bought their CD because in my Corvette I only have a CD player. Mm-hmm. And I will play this over and over. I'll get in my car and be so mad about something, but I'm like, just let it go and then just turn this on.
Every time you play this, I think of riding on the boat, and you get up and after a night out on the boat on the lake.
Oh yeah, we just got our boat in.
Get back, and we got the boat in today. Yes.
But you're right. I get this on, but it makes me so happy.
Good. Yeah, everyone needs that, and
so give it up to Fuel. I know they have a new lead singer, with the band, but he's fabulous, and But yeah, I know we need to wrap it up here, but. I do want to say, give a shout out to my husband.
Me?
Oh my gosh. So I'm going to tell you about my week, ladies and gentlemen. So last week, Sintini. Okay, I know I talk about this.
Sintini update. There's an update.
Here's
That's probably why we didn't have a podcast last week. We were busy as hell.
Yep.
I mean, we were.
So I reached out. I think I told you guys to Sammy Hagar's manager. He got back to me that day, got me in front of Dan over at Santo Tequila, and Dan a few days later emailed me and gave me his address and said, yep, send me your business plan and all your merch and your video. So we sent this amazing package. But my husband is so brilliant. If you guys have a marketing material that you need to wow people with, give it to my husband, because I will show you this amazing document. It's a business plan that, most business plans, what, guys? It's on a word perfect document. Okay, well, my husband takes it to the next level, and we made this amazing cover with Sintini on the front. You open it, and this visual, oh, I got goosebumps right now. And it's got an espresso martini with 3 beans, which mean health, wealth, and happiness that we want to spread to people. But it tells my story of my problem solving and my vision and my value of where we're taking Sintini. But it gets into detail. Jason last night, he's looking at this. What? This is a business plan? He's like, oh my. And to see his face, and he's an executive, a sales executive at, I can't think of what company right now. Well, we can give him a shout out next time. But he's like, this is fabulous. I said, I know. It is phenomenal. It's the best piece of marketing material I've ever seen. So shout out to you where I asked you to do something, like take my business plan that I wrote and put it into an amazing booklet. And we did this over at Right Hook. And so we sent that off in a package. And Dan, I'm waiting.
Knock, knock.
Knock, knock.
Well, I mean, I may have made it look pretty and nice and professional, but you wrote all the content. I mean, you did it. You wrote the thing. So the meat of it is yours. The guts is yours.
I know,
the exterior is what
But you need to put,
but
the front cover is got that black and red velvet. And, my friend Carrie in Florida, she's like, and she's in the same business as us. She goes, wow. And she texts me, she goes, that's amazing. Like, I've never seen a marketing material like that. So,
you're right. It usually has a staple in the top left corner, and here it is. And, maybe a 3-ring binder. No, I love doing it. And it's important you do that because, I mean, going back to, you talked about it yesterday at the open house. You really gotta create the story around your brand, because right now you have a drink that you've made, and we can make it here. It's not on the shelves yet. It's not in people's hands. It's not in a glass. But you got to create a visual of it even before it's there.
Yep.
Right? I mean, it's there. You see it coming down the line. But Jason, who you're talking to, or Carrie, they can't see it yet. You have to create something that isn't quite that in order to sell it to them. So. No, it's all part of it. If you're going to do it, you got to do it right, I think.
Absolutely. And thank you for taking it to the next level, because I don't want any mediocre, kind of thing. So it was beautiful, and thank you. So
no, I love doing it. I've said it before, but your passion, I'm so incredibly proud of you, and it's amazing how you've taken this and the conversations that you've had. I love hearing you tell me, I got off the phone with this company and they told me this, and that. And, and some days, or, a few weeks ago, maybe 3-4 weeks ago, some of the conversations didn't go how you were hoping they would go. And 99 people out of 100 probably would have said, all right, that's the end of the line. Let's put this dream away and start something else and, go on to the next thing. But you know what? You said, hey, this is still, their negativity wasn't enough to make me say that this isn't a valid business opportunity with this drink. So I'm glad you stuck through it, because I think you're having a lot better conversations the last couple of weeks, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's been amazing.
Yeah, it's been awesome. Today we were just telling me about it at dinner, and it was awesome. I'm like, holy cow. This is the guy,
I know, I think so.
But,
I'm excited. I don't want to say too much yet. But, when I talked, he had the passion like I do, and they do. And they're here in Holland, Michigan, which I'm really excited. So I want to get over there and see and talk to him about things. But I'm really excited. So stay tuned for Sintini. Next podcast, I'm going to tell you what I heard from Santo and see where we take it next. And
I love it.
Hopefully I finalize. I've interviewed 4 to 5 beverage formulation houses. And, there's been a few cocky-ass people out there.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And I don't
everywhere,
wanna,
right?
I mean, But yeah, I want that person who's a partner and who trusts and loves me and has that passion that I do. And we work together where I help him, his company, and he helps me. And we both make money and take this to the next level. So,
well, just think of the guy that you talked to today. You were showing me his email to you before you talked to him. All right, just hear me out. Just say that nothing ever comes of anything with this particular guy. But what he did to inspire you, to get you excited, to get you like, you know what I mean?
right.
That may have been all he needed to do. You know, I mean, a conversation that just kept building this momentum. You just never know. So I think it's important when you're talking to people that, you know, if, you know, somebody's excited about something, try to get excited with them and, you know, hear them out, and you might have some input for them. I think, you know, you don't know why people are put in the place that they are, you know, at any given time. So
Right.
I was, you know, I'm like, that guy, just in what he said, how you said he was so nice and how he was so helpful, and how you say something and it wasn't like, oh, that ain't gonna work. You know, it was, well, we'll figure it out.
Yep.
You know, you can figure it out. We can figure it out. It's not rocket science. So I love that, because nothing really, except for rocket science, nothing's rocket science. I mean, it's so.
So we'll give him a shout out, Matt at Craft Co. over in Holland, Michigan.
Yeah, in the same.
Thank you for being supportive, and you know what? You're a great director of business development, and you know, you really did good. You know, and I'm going to give one more shout out to Lance. Lance over at Wagner Packaging and Machinery over in Plano, Texas. A good friend of mine, Marty, that I used to work with in the automotive industry, put me in touch with him. And you know what? He was a mentor as well. So just want to give you guys a shout out, because you know what? You guys are doing a great job, because you really impressed me. I can only imagine what you do for all your other customers. So I hope I'm working with all of you. And you know, I love this. And let me say one thing before we shut off. Lance, I'm like, he was so helpful. And I said, what can I do for you? He's like, oh no, I love helping people. I go, well, so do I. What can I do? He goes, well, you know what? My son is coming up with a new business, audio, and he DJs and all this. I go, can I make you some business cards? He goes, oh my God, we were just coming up with the design. He's like, you would do that for me? And I'm like, yeah, you're helping me with this beverage. I'm like, and that's what you do. You network. And I'm a big supporter of, you know, you scratch my back, I scratch your back. Why can't we all help each other? Because, you know, this new kid's starting off, and he could be famous one day, and I'm going to be at his shows, and he'll remember that girl from Right Hook made my business card. So
absolutely.
So, yeah.
Awesome. I got one thing I wanted to talk about, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Last night, we after our ribbon cutting, we always got something going on. I mean, we go from one thing to the other. I went to the Macomb County Athletic Directors Association banquet. My dad got inducted into the Macomb County Coaches Hall of Fame. Awesome. And I just wanted to give a shout out to him. I was able to make it out there. When I found out that the banquet was the same night as our ribbon cutting, I kind of cringed, because it seems like things happen that way. Like,
we can do it all.
But we can make it all work. So Cindy thankfully held down the fort when I left towards the end there. So thank you for doing that. But I was able to get out there and see it. And I mean, my dad's the most humble guy.
Oh,
you know, he doesn't like that type of recognition. And, you know, the only reason I got this is because I've been around so long. You know, if you're around long enough, you'll be in a Hall of Fame too. I'm like, no, that's not the case. No. You're not around long if you're not good. And, you know, so he got in as a sports writer, and he covered high school sports for the Macomb Daily and Macomb County for my whole life, pretty much. I mean, he had other career moves along the way, but he's so passionate about it, and it was awesome to see him recognized for it, and just to see, you know, the coaches coming up to him and congratulating him, and all these guys. I mean, the room was filled with people that he knew, that he'd, you know, interviewed and talked to over the years. So he was in his element. It was great. My mom was there, my sister was there, and it was awesome. And I'm so glad I was able to make it. And it really, I know I've said it before, but when growing up, I always knew I had the coolest dad in the room. It was.
Well, I know.
That's how I felt.
And he loves. He's so passionate about it. And I mean, to be he's just, also the official scorer for the Detroit Tigers, and his passion. I mean, at 79, he's still out there working.
Yeah,
but
amazing.
You got to keep moving, keep working, keep that brain. I mean, I never want to retire. People are like, why would you start a beverage company when you just turned 50 or whatever? And I'm like, because I have tons of energy, and I know, and you have to say that again?
No, I mean, no. I'm saying, well, people are making it sound like it's old. I'm like, that's why I say 50. I mean,
I have tons of energy. So you know what? I'm going to keep killing it. So,
yeah.
Well, give it out. Shout out to Chuck Klonke. I love that man. Love your family.
Yeah. I think one of the biggest things, he covered high school sports because he didn't like to fly. So, he covered the local teams, but he never went into sports writing where he traveled with those teams and covered on a beat. But if he was on our plane the other day, he certainly wouldn't have flown again. We had a fun little flight back home from Florida.
It took us 3 times to land because of the wind shear.
Yeah, tell us about the lady across the aisle from us.
Oh my God! Here's another person I talked off of jumping off the plane.
That's true.
I think she was
giving. You helped her.
Okay, here's my work hard, give hard, play hard. All right, this is give hard. So this lady, I love this lady. She's over there. So we tried to land. We're on one wheel, and all of a sudden we have to go back up. The winds, and it was the day. All the power's really knocked windy, out here. 40 to 60 mile per hour wind shear. So we go back up, and I love Spirit Airlines. What everybody says, if you don't love Spirit, I fly them 11 times probably, I think, last year. And you always take the early flight. They're great. I'll get into that in the next segment. But all of a sudden, we're on one wheel. So we go back up, and she's like, oh, baby Jesus. Oh, baby Jesus. And she's filming, and she's like, oh my gosh, what's happening? Why isn't anybody talking? And I go, miss, it's okay. I've had this happen before. I go, drinks for everybody? She goes, I need Jesus, not a drink.
Yeah.
I had a few people laughing, and she's like, oh, and she's sitting there praying, and we're all kind of praying, but I've been through this once or twice. I remember in Nashville, we were trying to land, and they're like, we're going to try this again. So they went up, came back down, and it was just fine. So now we go back on the same runway. Nope. Now we're not even touching ground, and we're going back up.
And he's flying like he's angry. That's how I felt. Like, it felt like he's like gunning it. I'm like... No. Like we were kind of like...
Well, you have to when you're that fast.
I'm not a pilot.
Okay, when you're driving a boat and there's a current, you got to go fast to get in there and park. So all of a sudden, all right, so now she's over there, and I'm calming her down, and I'm like sick to my stomach because I'm like... And I'm praying, and my son, like, I just texted him, because we were landing, so I took it off airplane mode. I'm like, all right, we're landing.
And once that wheel hits, you turn it off.
Shit, no, we're not. And then we're back up. And now, he's probably like, I don't even know what happened to my mom. So now they get on the speaker, and he's like, we're going to go on a different runway, which is a different way, the way the wind was coming in, and we landed. Thank you a third time. I told him he owed us drinks and stuff like that, but he kept us. I know he didn't really laugh.
The thing that I was a little disappointed in is he didn't. Usually they get on the speaker and tell you something.
Right.
And I mean,
not the first time, not the second time. Yeah. Or the second time he did.
He did later on, but that was probably a good 20 minutes later, and the lady to the left of us was freaking out. She probably would have been a little more calmer if the pilot would have jumped on there. Who knows? He's busy doing what he's got to do, but somebody could have. So
exactly. So but yeah, we made it. We're here. Give it out to Spirit Airlines.
They got us here safe.
I'm going to tell you a little bit more. I think I did this in another podcast. I'm going to talk about airlines and how to book cheap flights. People are like, how can you go every month? Well, I go for $34. Why can't you? And I'll tell you why next episode.
That's another episode, another time.
So this is Cindy, kicking it with the Clonkies. We love you all. Thank you for listening. We appreciate you. And we're going to have some exciting news in our next podcast. So have a great day. I'm signing off.
Sounds good. I'll see you later. I'm Dave. Have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. We'll see you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.